Happy Saturday and welcome back to the MLB Youth Academy here for the Academy Barons as they have a game against the Philippines baseball group here on the Saturday evening. The Barons will look to bounce back from last night's loss as they get set to take on the Philippines baseball group. Hello everyone, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons are coming off their first loss of the week but are winners of 4 of their last 6 games as they built up some momentum here in the tail end of June. They have 2 more home games this weekend and have a strong chance to finish the week on a high note. On the year, the Barons are 6-2 in games at the Academy and will look for home win number 7 tonight against the Philippines baseball group. It was a warm one in Southern California. Temperatures in Compton reached 85 degrees, but it's cooled down significantly this evening. Currently 75 degrees, just moments before first pitch. At home plate, you see the head coaches for both the squads, along with the home plate, or along with the umpire crew in this evening's game, which means it's just about time to go ahead and introduce you to both teams. In the first base dugout, it's the Philippines baseball group. They enter today's game with a record of 1-9 on the season. They are led by head coach Will Pickett. Joining him on the staff are assistants Nick Alfonso, Jalen Williams, and Jackson Briscoe. The Philippines baseball group only had one other game this week, a 7-0 loss here at the Academy back on Tuesday night. It's their second and last game of the week before they return to action next Wednesday. In case you forgot, the Philippines baseball group is one of 3 new affiliate teams here to the California Collegiate League in the South this summer. They will be in the red uniforms and gray pants over on the first base side. On the third base side, it's the Academy Barons. They're in their home navy blue uniforms. They're 6-9 on the season and are coming off their first loss in exactly a week. They lost 12-3 to the Arroyo Seco Saints in Pasadena last night. Outside of that game, the Barons have been playing at a high level in all 3 facets of the game. Hitting has been consistent, the pitching has found its groove, and the defense has improved from the early goings of the season. The Barons are led by head coach Kenny Landreau, a Compton native and former major leaguer, who played 11 seasons in the MLB. Also on the Baron staff are assistants James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, and pitching coach AJ Monterez. So you saw on your screen both Kenny Landreau and head coach of the Philippines baseball group, Will Pickett, head back to their dugout. Players to keep an eye on for both these teams. For the Academy Barons, let's start with Chip Mertz. With the losses of Colin Taylor and DJ Akiyama, Mertz will be tasked with a lot more playing time and will have to fill a void not only offensively but defensively as well. He's hitting 179 in 28 at-bats this season, but has been able to use his speed to create problems for the opposing defense. Mertz finished last night's game going 1 of 5 at the plate, but committed 2 errors at second base. He'll have to be on point on both sides of the ball for the Barons to come out with a victory tonight. For the Philippines baseball group, keep an eye on left fielder Dylan Tagium. He gets the start and is batting cleanup. Currently hitting .323 on the season. He leads the team with 12 RBIs on the summer and is hitting, we already mentioned, .323. So look for him to make an impact. The Philippines baseball group hopes to compete today better than they did in Wednesday's contest. We're just about ready for the national anthem here, again at the MLB Youth Academy. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Moments away from first pitch. The Philippines baseball group for the second time this week. They only have 2 games this week, both against the Academy Barons. And next week they have their first game here at the Academy on Wednesday night, July 2nd. So a big stretch of the season against the Philippines baseball group, and then we don't see them until later in July. But we'll take that break now for the national anthem and come back with the lineups and the top of the first inning. Top of the first inning, let's go ahead and get you that starting lineup for the visiting Philippines baseball group. Batting leadoff at second baseman Brady Ferramisco. In the 2 spot, it's first baseman Ben Lee. Batting third and playing third base is Nomar Vasquez. In the cleanup spot, left fielder Dylan Tagium. Batting fifth is center fielder Jonathan Torrente. In right field and batting sixth is Stefan Leo. Hudson Story will do the DH duties and bat seventh. In the 8th spot, it's catcher Ethan Mercado. And then Malachi Lopez will round out the lineup, bat ninth, and play shortstop defensively for the Philippines baseball group. Barons just took the field ahead of the top of the first inning. On the mound for the Barons this evening, wearing number 35, it's a right-hander who stands at 6'3" and played this past season at Utah Valley University by the name of Frankie Lopez. Frankie Lopez is making his 4th start on the season. He's been one of the more consistent arms on the year for the Academy Barons. Has a ERA sub-1, .64 entering tonight's match. Yet he has no wins to show for on the season's record, currently 0-1. Let's get you the rest of the defense for the Academy Barons. In the outfield from left to right, it'll be Antonio Lujan, Hunter Bagstrom, and Jacob Klanowski. In the infield, Nathaniel Williams will play third. At short, J.J. Nielsen. Chip Mertz will play second. And at first base, Jason Del Villar. Behind home plate, it's Isaac Ocampo. That's the starting defensive 9 for the Academy Barons. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. We'll stream all the home games live this season. So if you're tuning in for one of the players on the roster this summer, be sure to hit that subscribe button and you'll get a notification every time we go live. Typically go live about 10 minutes before first pitch, give you a little pregame show and preview the 2 teams playing that evening. Top of the first inning. Philippines baseball group 1-9, led by head coach Will Picketts. The Academy Barons 6-9, and led by head coach Kenny Landro. Brady Ferramisco steps in. Last played at UC Los Angeles, UCLA. Hits from the left side. A new addition to the roster for the Philippines baseball group. Frankie Lopez, first pitch to the left-hander. In there for strike 1. In on the hands, over to second base. Mertz in the right field grass, can't make the play. Now Ferramisco started to turn over towards second, however, took a fumble and retreats back to first. Leadoff single for the Philippines baseball group in the top of the first inning. In steps the first baseman, Ben Lee. For Frankie Lopez, he'll feature a fastball, splitter, and a changeup, and a slider. Del Villar holds the runner. First pitch to Lee is in there for strike 1. Owen won the count, nobody out, runner on first. Ferramisco has a small lead. Outside. Ball 2. Before spending last spring at Utah Valley, Frankie Lopez spent 2 seasons at Cerritos College for the Falcons baseball program. Pickoff move over to first base. Ferramisco back in safely. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner on first. Lee, the first baseman, steps in. Leads the team with a .381 batting average, 8 hits and 21 at-bats. Chops this foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's second on the team with 7 RBIs. Lee's 8th start of the season here for the Philippines baseball group. One of the new additions to the California Collegiate League. 3 affiliate teams added to the California Collegiate League South Division. Lopez move over to first. Back in standing is Faramisco. 1-2 the count. The wind currently blowing out towards right center. On the ground, towards the shortstop Nielsen. Deep in the hole, only plays to first base. He doesn't have enough on it. Back-to-back singles here for the Philippines baseball group. Runners on first and second. It was going to be a tough play for Nielsen deep in the hole. It was a slow ground ball too. Lee has good speed out of the batter's box. And instead, there's now 2 runners on, nobody out for Nomar Vasquez. First pitch to Vasquez, he shows bunt. It's foul on the left side. Olin won the count to Vasquez, playing third base today for head coach Will Picketts. Now Del Villar is going to have a chat with third baseman Nathaniel Williams and the pitcher Frankie Lopez. Both players return to their position. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Vasquez steps back in. Move back over to Mertz at second. Applies the tag, but the runner is safe. Faramisco is the runner at second base. Lee is the runner at first. Into the air, shallow left center field. Nielsen races back, makes the basket catch. An impressive play by the shortstop. There's the first out of the inning. Both runners return back to their stations. First and second, 1 out. In steps the cleanup hitter. We mentioned him at the top of the broadcast. Dylan Tagiam leads the team with 9 RBIs on the season. In Tuesday's night's loss, he started at catcher for the Philippines baseball group. First pitch inside for ball 1. Want to know the count to the cleanup hitter. Offers and fouls this to the right side. 1-1. Tag him on the season, hitting .323 and now 10 starts on the season. In Tuesday night's loss, he finished the game 1 of 3. He did have a sacrifice fly in the 8th inning as the Philippines baseball group was shut out. 7-0 was the final score. On the outer half, strike 2. 1-2 the count. Haven't played since Tuesday night, so a lot of rest in between games. Second time here at the Academy this week. They'll also be here Wednesday evening on July 2nd. The 1-2. Started to go around. They appealed to first, and he says he did. That's a strikeout for out number 2. Tough break there for the cleanup hitter. Leaves both the hitters or runners in first and second. Now we'll see the center fielder, Jonathan Torrente, with 2 outs. Lopez gave up back-to-back singles to start off the inning. But then got Vasquez to pop up and tag him to strike out. The first pitch to the center fielder misses outside. Lopez is a native to Compton, California. Went to Dominguez High School, which is the same high school that head coach Kenny Landreau went to here in the city. Just up the 710 freeway. No balls in, or 2 balls and no strikes. Another move to second. No one covers, so Lopez doesn't throw. Faramisco, the runner at second base. Lee, still the runner at first. 2 outs. On the edge for strike 1. 2-1 the count to Torrente, the center fielder. Torrente makes his 8th start of the season. 3 hits and 18 at-bats. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts on the season. An average of 167 at the plate. In the zone for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 runners on for the Philippines baseball group. Scoreless game in the top of the first. Move over to second. Nielsen applies the tag, and Faramisco is hosed. Lopez to Nielsen, 1-6 for out number 3. That means Jonathan Torrente will get another at-bat to lead things off in the top of the 2nd inning. To the bottom of the first we go. My name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. The Academy Barons lineup will look like this here this evening. In the leadoff spot at second baseman, Chip Mertz. Nathaniel Williams plays third base and bats second. In the 3 spot, it's left fielder Antonio Lujan. Jason Del Villar will move to first base and bat in the cleanup spot. Tommy Gooden will do the DH duties and bat 5th. Isaac Ocampo starts behind home plate and bats 6th. In the 7th spot, it's Hunter Backstrom, the center fielder. Batting 8th is Jacob Klanowski, the right fielder. And in the 9th spot is J.J. Nielsen. Nielsen made a few nice plays defensively, a pop-up in shallow center field that he made a basket catch over his shoulder, and then the communication with Lopez on the play at second base. A nice pickoff move between Lopez and Nielsen. Here in the bottom of the first, we're going to see on the mound a right-hander by the name of Andres Perez. He stands at 6'3", a Los Angeles native as he went to Loyola High School. Currently spent this past spring at Fordham University. Spent the last 2 seasons at Fordham, school that plays in the Patriot League back east. The right-hander makes his 3rd start on the season, 4th appearance for the Philippines baseball group this summer. And let's get you the rest of the defense behind him. Behind home plate, it's Ethan Mercado. At first base, Ben Lee. Brady Faramisco will play second. At shortstop, it's Malachi Lopez. And at third, Nomar Vasquez. In the outfield, Dylan Taglia mans left field. Jonathan Torrente in center. Stefan Leo will play right. It's the starting lineup for the visiting Philippines baseball group. That's what their defense will look like here this evening. 1-9 on the season, led by head coach Will Picketts. They're an affiliate team to the California Collegiate League, means they can't host any games. They're all on the road this season. Tough schedule. The first pitch to Mertz, on the ground over for the second baseman. Faramisco in his first game. makes a play over to first base in time for out number 1. We mentioned Mertz playing a lot more now with Colin Taylor, and DJ Akiyama no longer with the Barons this summer. Mertz, a 1-pitch ground out. In steps Nathaniel Williams. He's been the leadoff man for most of the season. '12th start of the season, hitting well over 400, 447 on the year as he watches a first pitch strike from Perez. Big right-hander from the windup. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-1 the count. Skies this one into center field. Going back is Torrente towards the track. It's going to one-hop the wall. Williams has an extra base hit with 1 out. He races around second. No throw to third base. It's a stand-up triple for the third baseman. Starting at third base today. So a runner 90 feet away for the Academy Barons. It's his second triple for Nathaniel Williams. We mentioned he leads the team with 447 batting average. That's his 22nd hit of the season. Now we'll see Antonio Lujan, the switch hitter from Azusa Pacific. Infield creeps in. Chases the first pitch in the dirt. 0-1 the count. Infield all around. In on the edge of the grass for the Philippines baseball group. Williams at third base. Lujan, like Williams, is a switch hitter. Hitting from the left side. Into the air. Center field. Torrente has enough time to get under it. And it's deep enough for Williams to tag. So the first run of the game goes to the Barons. They lead 1-0. 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 is the score for the Academy Barons, striking first. Now we'll see Jason Del Villar, the cleanup hitter. He moves back to one of his original positions. On the roster, he's listed as a first baseman. Has been playing the corner outfields 5 of the last 6 games, making starts in left and right field. First pitch inside. Jason Del Villar played this past season at Sonoma State. On the ground over for the third baseman, and it's off the glove of Vasquez. Another base runner here for the Barons with 2 outs. It's a hit, a scorcher off the bat of Del Villar. And that extends the inning for Tommy Gooden, the DH. First pitch to Gooden, breaking ball on the edge. Owen won the count. Gooden spent this past year as a redshirt at Vanderbilt. Pulls this foul towards the bleachers. No balls and 2 strikes. Gooden is a native to Thousand Oaks, played at Camarillo High School. He's had a strong season, strong past couple weeks for the Barons. On the ground for the second baseman, Faramisco, gathers, flings it over to first in time for out number 3. So the 2-out hit doesn't come back to bite the Philippines baseball group, yet the Barons still have a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the second. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, top of the second inning. 5-6-7 due up for the Philippines baseball group. Saturday evening baseball in the city of Compton. The MLB Youth Academy is located on the campus of Compton College. If you have a chance and you're located in the Southern California area, come check out one of our games this season. Barons have a home game tomorrow afternoon. First pitch is scheduled at 1 p.m. Then they return back home both Tuesday and Wednesday night. So plenty of opportunity to come check out an Academy Barons game in the upcoming 5 days. First pitch to Torrente is a foul ball. 0-1 the count. Torrente was at home plate when Ferramisco was picked off at second base. One and two the count to Torrente. We do have an interview here at the top of the second. We're joined by Wesley Wells. Thank you for stopping by.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So on the roster, you're listed as a two-way player at the collegiate level. How difficult is it to manage both sides?
Yeah, so definitely difficult. Obviously, I think fielding and like playing in the field and on the mound has always come a little naturally, but definitely the hitting side you got to keep up all the time. And yeah, that combination can be tough.
To fly out to center field, Hunter Backstrom makes the catch. 1 out. In steps Stefan Leo. How did the opportunity come about to play for the Academy Barons this summer?
Yeah, so actually I tried out for the Barons about 2 years ago. And just stuff didn't work out, but yeah, I'm very excited to join the crew this time around. Yeah.
You played last summer for the Ventura County Pirates. How was that experience?
I did. Yeah, it was a great time. Yeah, George and all those guys are great. Had a great time. We went up to Alaska actually on the 4th of July weekend, so it was a good time. Yeah.
How was the experience in Alaska? I know they have night games,
yeah,
but there's a lot of daylight, right?
Yeah, so yeah, it never gets dark there. So that was definitely an experience for sure. Never experienced anything like that. And we played up in Fairbanks. We played the Gold Panthers. Yeah. Okay. It's cool.
Good competition in the Alaska baseball league?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I didn't know much about it, but it was a good time.
Right on.
Yeah.
So it's a strikeout for Frankie Lopez, out number 2 as he sets down Stefan Leo. Top of the second inning. Again, we're sitting here with Wesley Wells. Now, I also read up, too, that you're an accomplished violinist. How did you get into that?
Yeah, I am, actually. So I started violin actually a year before I started baseball when I was 5 years old. So, yeah, it's been definitely a journey. I studied at the Colburn School in downtown L.A., and so that was a commute I had to go do when I was younger. But yeah, it's a great combination. I feel like that's also helped me a lot on the field. Kind of that focus you got to have playing an instrument, and just definitely in like the concerts and the performance. They go hand in hand for sure.
What's the most difficult thing about playing the violin?
Definitely the runs you got to go on. Like meaning in a certain piece. Like for example, I've been working on the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, which is a very hard piece. And so just some of those long runs where you got to do a lot of notes in a certain amount of time, those are tricky. So I got to do like a lot of slow practices. It's kind of the same thing. You can't be result driven. You kind of got to enjoy the process like baseball.
Right on.
Yeah.
Did you try any other instruments, or did you immediately fall in love with the violin when you were younger?
Yeah, I loved it. My dad started me on it, but it grew on me. And at one point I wanted to play the cello or the saxophone, but I realized I should stick it out with violin. Yeah.
So how did you get into baseball, and what's your earliest memory?
Yeah, so I started a year after when I was 6, and just my earliest memory was for sure, I think I was 7, just playing on this, we had like farm teams, so the Rockhounds, I played with those, and when I was young, I hit it inside the park home run when I was 7, so that was a pretty cool moment.
3-2 the count to Hudson Story, the DH. After high school, we saw on the roster that you did the IMG post-grad.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, so that was really, really cool experience that I got to be a part of. Really different. Had never been down to Florida before. So it was just a big change, especially the weather. First of all, we got down there in August, and it was 95 to 100 degrees with 100% humidity.
Brutal.
So it was pretty brutal, but great time, great people over there. Great Christian community over there. So it was a great time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you committed to this upcoming school year for Claremont McKenna College. How did the opportunity come about?
Yeah, so actually, I actually took a gap year to go to IMG. So I was at Claremont McKenna my freshman year. Had a great time there. Loved those guys. Loved the great school. Loved everyone there. But wanted to take a gap year just to see how good I could get in this year, focusing just on baseball without the academics. I took some classes, but yeah, it was a great time, and I'm excited to go back. Yeah.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Lopez walked the batter's Story. Second pitch of the at-bat is a grounder for Mertz at second. Touches the bag, and that's the 3rd out. Again, we're here with Wesley Wells, one of the pitchers and an infielder here for the Academy Barons. We'll have a couple more questions for you since it was a short inning. Do you have a favorite baseball movie of all time?
Oh, man. It's definitely got to be The Sandlot or Field of Dreams. I actually hadn't seen Field of Dreams. I just watched it about a couple months ago.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Classic.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Do you have a favorite thing to snack on in the dugout?
Ooh, yeah, I'm a kind of a not a health nut, but I love me some cashews.
Okay.
Love me some cashews. I heard actually the coach a couple days ago in the interview loved cashews too.
Yeah.
So cashews or just I like coconut water too.
Okay.
Coconut water, stay hydrated and stuff. Yeah.
What's one thing you've learned from the coaching staff here for the Barons this summer?
Yeah, it's great. Just that dedication, and just keep going at it even though when times are tough for sure. Just keeping that same drive and discipline for sure. Yeah.
What's one aspect, or if there's multiple, what's an area of your game that you really want to work on this summer?
Yeah, just definitely just working on kind of, I got the fastball and the slider, but I'm working on a changeup and a cutter. So, yeah, just getting those polished and yeah.
What's your pregame routine like the days you know you're going to pitch?
Yeah, pregame routine. Do a little. I've been getting Chipotle obviously before the games. Got to stay locked in with that. But I go through a little dynamic and I do the hip core velocity belt. I love that. That keeps my hips unlocked for sure, making me feel good on the mound. And just do some bands and some plyos. Yeah, gets me locked.
Last question. Who was your favorite athlete growing up that you tried to model your game after?
Yeah, man, that's a hard one. I'm definitely more just of an MLB follower, so I like older guys, but definitely a Betts. I'm a Betts guy because he's just a smaller size, smaller stature. Also, I love Jack Leiter and Sonny Gray because those guys are smaller pitchers. So those are the guys I look out for sure.
So on the very first pitch of the bottom of the second, Isaac Ocampo is hit. He'll take first base. Again, thanks again to Wesley Wells for joining us on the broadcast.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So bottom of the second inning, nobody out. A runner already on first base for the Barons. They lead 1-0. In steps Hunter Backstrom, the center fielder. Waves at the first pitch, 0-1. Looked like the changeup from the pitcher, Andres Perez. Third start of the season, 4th appearance for the Philippines baseball group. An ERA of 6.18 through 16 innings. Ocampo has a small lead. In the dirt, ball 1. Appeal down to the second base umpire, no swing. Backstrom spent this past season at West LA College. Has committed to play baseball at University of California, Riverside this upcoming school year. Backstrom got hit. Looked like on the foot or on his leg. He'll take the stroll to first base. Back-to-back hit batters for the pitcher Perez, running into some trouble. The Barons got a run thanks to Nathaniel Williams' triple, and then on the very next batter, Antonio Lujan was able to hit a deep fly ball that sacrificed the runner in. In steps Jacob Klonowski, native to Upland, California. On the edge of the zone to the left-handed hitting outfielder for strike one. Klonowski just finished his senior season at Cal State East Bay. We had him on the broadcast earlier this week. Perez delivers another strike, no balls and 2 strikes. It was cool talking with Klonowski about his background in ice hockey and baseball growing up. Played both sports. Eventually had to make the decision to play only one. He's a big kid, standing at 6'2". Foul tips this into the glove, and that's strike 3. So a strikeout for out number 1. Still 2 runners on for the Barons. In steps J.J. Nielsen, the 9-hitter. Nielsen is a native to Cerritos, California, down the 91 freeway. Spent this past spring as a early graduate at the University of Hawaii. Currently in the transfer portal, looking for a new home. Backstrom at first, Ocampo at second. Breaking ball on the edge for strike 1. Nielsen has played a lot of third base this summer with DJ Akiyama manning short most of the time. But Akiyama no longer with the Barons roster this summer. Nielsen slides over to short. 11th start of the season. Check swing. It's a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nielsen has 5 hits and 33 at-bats, 4 RBIs. He delivered a walk-off single in the very first game of the season back on June 6th. Inside, ball 2. That game was against the San Diego Bombers. It was the bottom of the 10th. A 5-5 game, and the Barons came back to win that game 6-5 in the bottom of the 10th inning. Barons are 6-2 at the Academy this year. Still winless on the road. 6-9 on the season. 3-1 the count to Nielsen. The 3-1 from Perez. Misses the zone inside. That's ball 4. The bases are loaded. No hits in the inning for the Barons. Both Ocampo and Backstrom are on base due to the hit by pitch. Nielsen works a walk, and in steps Chip Mertz. You mentioned Mertz is going to get a lot more playing time this season due to the absence of Akiyama and Taylor from the Barons roster. Mertz does have 2 RBIs on the season. The corners come in for the Philippines baseball group. 1 out. On the edge for strike 1. First baseman Ben Lee and the third baseman Nomar Vasquez on the edge of the grass. Ocampo at third base, Backstrom at second, Nielsen at first. The breaking ball on the outer paint. Tough pitch to handle. Coming from the right-handed pitcher. No balls and 2 strikes. Barons lead 1-0. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Long pause from Perez. The 0-2 to Mertz. Slaps this. Towards the bullpen, it goes foul. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. It's the second time these two teams meet this week. Second time of the season as well. Perez delivers the 0-2. On the ground, right up the middle. It skips off the mound. Ocampo touches home plate. Backstrom dashes for the dish, and he's in. 3-0 is the score here in the bottom of the second. It's a 2 RBI single for Chip Mertz. RBIs 3 and 4 on the season. Runners on first and second for the Barons as they look for more. In steps Nathaniel Williams. He hit the triple into deep center field over Torrente's head. Nielsen at second base. Mertz at first. Both runners with good speed. On the edge of the zone, that might have been a cross-up between the pitcher, Perez, and the catcher, Mercado. And now they're going to have a conversation. Mercado started leaning outside as if it was going to be a fastball way outside. Instead, if it was a breaking ball for Perez. Now a conversation between third base coach James Bishop and home plate umpire. 0-1 the count. 1 out for Nathaniel Williams. Outside. Even that pitch seemed to surprise Mercado behind home plate, so there still might be a cross-up on the signs. 1-1 the count. Williams played this past season at Santa Ana College. Hit .314 in his freshman year. Two balls and one strike. He finished the season with all-conference honors as a utility player. Made starts all over the field for the Dons. 16 in left field, 7 at first, 7 at third base, 3 at the DH, and 1 in center field. Nielsen takes off for third base. Here's the throw from Mercado. Umpire says he's safe. Mertz trailed the runner at second. So now 2 runners in scoring position. A double steal. Three and 1 the count to Williams. Started to go around, holds up his swing, and it's ball 4. There's only been 2 hits in the inning, or 1 hit in the inning, actually. A lot of self-inflicted wounds by the pitcher Andres Perez. He hit the first 2 batters, both Ocampo and Backstrom. Both came around to score. He struck out Klanowski, walked Nielsen, then gave up the only hit of the inning to Chip Mertz, a 2 RBI single. Now their bases are loaded after walking Nathaniel Williams. Okay, thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Mound visit. Looks like it's the pitching coach, Jackson Briscoe, talking with Andres Perez. He mentioned it's his 3rd start of the season, 4th appearance. In his last start, he pitched against the Sonoma Stompers on June 19th. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, 7 hits, and 3 strikeouts. In all 3 starts, he's gone more than 4 innings. This would be his shortest outing if he can't make it out of the inning. He has a record of 0-3 on the season. Last pitched in relief against the San Francisco Seagulls on June 21st. Because they're an affiliate team, the Philippines Baseball Group decided to take a trip up north, take on some of the teams in the California Collegiate League and the North Division. The only team that the Barons play in the North Division is the San Luis Obispo Blues. First pitch to Lujan. Misses outside. Lujan hit the sacrifice fly to center field in the bottom of the first inning. It gave the Barons a 1-0 lead. 1 out. Infield at regular depth for the Philippines Baseball Group. Out of play, left side. 1-1. past season in 44 starts for Antonio Lujan. He hit 10 home runs, 42 RBIs for the Azusa Pacific baseball team as a freshman. Before that, he played at Cypress High School. Into the net for ball, or strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. Williams at first base, Mertz at second, Nielsen at third, bases loaded for the pitcher Andres Perez. Here's the 1-2. Well outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. On the season, Lujan is hitting .243. He makes his 11th start on the season for the Barons. 9 RBIs on the year. Drives this one into right field. It falls. Nielsen touches home plate. Mertz follows. A 2 RBI single for Lujan. It's now a 5-0 game. Another nice display of hitting for Lujan with a 2-2 count. Fought off a couple good pitches and then was able to drive one into right field. 2 more runs come in for the Barons. They've won 4 of their last 6 games, looking to make it 5 of their last 7 and finish the weekend off strong. They have a game tomorrow afternoon against the Arroyo Seco Saints. Williams is at third base. Runners at the corners. First pitch to Del Villar is in there. Del Villar hit a single in the first inning. Second at bat of the ball game. 1 out. Inside for ball 1. Both Jason Del Villar and Hudson LaBarbera played last season at Sonoma State. Both players will have to find new homes as Sonoma State announced in January that they'll be discontinuing all 11 of their athletic programs. Drives this into left center. Another hit for the Barons. Williams touches home plate. Lujan races to third. A double for Del Villar. Gets away from the second baseman. Here comes Lujan. Head first slide. 7-0 is the score. So Del Villar has a single and a double and an RBI to his line this evening. The 9th man to come to the plate for the Barons is Tommy Gooden. Tommy Gooden grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. First pitch misses outside. Looks like there's some activity in the bullpen for the Philippines baseball group. No one throwing yet with the catcher. Some guys getting loose. So Perez will have to work out of his own jam. Runner on second. The 2-0 count to Tommy Gooden. Sitting .371 on the season. 2 home runs. Leads the team with 13 RBIs. The 2-0. Upstairs for ball 3. We'll see if Gooden gets the green light with the 3-0 count. Isaac Ocampo, who started off the inning, is on deck. On the outer paint for strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike to Tommy Gooden. Last Sunday, he played the hero with 2 home runs and a walk-off 3-run home run against the Conejo Oaks. 8-7 was the score for the Barons. Foul ball out of play behind us. Full count. Del Villar is the runner at second. 1 out in the inning. Tommy Gooden, another player we had on the broadcast. In the first weekend against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Here's the payoff pitch from Perez. Foul ball right side. We'll do it again. In case you missed the interviews in previous games, you can always tune in to the replays, and we'll timestamp all the interviews in the description, so you could just click on the time. It'll take you to the point of the broadcast where the interview started. You can always listen back to them at a later date. The 3-2 one more time. A breaking ball misses the edge. It's a walk for Tommy Gooden. The inning continues for the Barons. Already 6 runs have come across. We mentioned there was activity. Now there's a guy throwing in the bullpen for the Philippines baseball group. Isaac Ocampo will be the 10th man to come to the plate. A long home half of the inning for the Barons. They search for their 7th win of the season. Want to know the count to start things off. Campo spent this past spring at Golden West College. Campo gets hit in the leg. It's the 2nd time this inning he's been hit. The bases are now loaded. Gooden at second. Del Villar moves to third. In steps Hunter Backstrom. He was also hit in the leg. Andres Perez looked decent in the bottom of the first inning. Yes, he did give up the triple to Williams and then a sacrifice fly. Gave up a single to Del Villar, but was able to get Gooden to ground out to end the inning. Has really labored. The only out has been the strikeout to Klanovsky in the bottom of the 2nd. Catcher goes to talk to the pitcher, sure just to buy that reliever some more time. In steps Hunter Backstrom. 11th batter to come up to the plate this inning. On the edge for strike 1. Both Backstrom and Ocampo came to score on the 2 RBI single by Mertz. And for strike 2. 0-2 the count. That was pitch number 50 of the outing for Andres Perez. The 0-2, a chopper, foul right side. One out in the inning. Barons lead 7-0. 6 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. 1 in the bottom of the 1st. 5 hits. 3 hit batters and 2 walks. Backstrom chases one in the dirt. That's strikeout number 2 of the inning. Out number 2 for Perez. Base is still loaded. For Jacob Klanovsky, who makes his way to the batter's box.
Number 18, Jacob Klanovsky.
Klanovsky mentioned his family is from Victoria, Canada. He's a big Vancouver Canucks fan. Struck out swinging for the only out of the inning, or the first out of the inning. Want to know the count to the right fielder. It's a 3-pitch strikeout, 2 for Perez. 2 Klanovsky earlier in the inning. Outside for ball 2. Big swing and a miss from Klanowski. It's a 2-1 count after that. Klanowski does have a home run on the season. He hit 2 home runs last summer and 18 starts for the Barons. Came on in the later half of the season. On the edge for strike 2. So Perez works it back to a 2-2 count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Long look in from Perez. Klanowski drives this into left center. Torrente has time to get under it, and that's out number 3. But 6 runs coming across for the Barons. They now lead 7-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we return, we'll have the 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Philippines Baseball Group. It was a long home half of the bottom of the 2nd. Top of the 3rd, Frankie Lopez returns to the mound. We'll see how effective he is after the long break. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Philippines Baseball Group. Malachi Lopez will lead things off, followed by Fermisco and Lee. Philippines Baseball Group is 1-9 on the year. Their one win came early on in the season, back on June 6th. So it's been a long losing drought for the Philippines team. Again, all on the road this season because they're an affiliate in their first year with the California Collegiate League. Last year was the San Diego Sunrays and the Ventura County Pirates. We had Wesley Wells on the broadcast during the top of the 2nd inning. He talked about his experience with the Ventura County Pirates. They got to travel to Alaska to take on some teams in the Alaskan Baseball League. Summer League Baseball in full swing all across the nation. A lot of competitive leagues. First pitch, Lopez slaps it foul, out of play. The Alaskan League, most well known for their games that start late into the evening, 10, 11 p.m. start times, but because of where they're located, 0-2 the count to Lopez. They'll have 20-hour days or 20 hours of sunlight in their days, so they can start a game that late and play into 2, 3 a.m. Upstairs for ball 1, 1-2 the count. Top of the 3rd inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goes down swinging. Lopez retired for out number 1. 3rd strikeout of the outing for starter Frankie Lopez. Barons have got some good performances from their starters this season. Things were started off on Tuesday by Matthew Lorenzano. First pitch outside to Fermisco. Tuesday's game, Lorenzano went 5 innings, picked up 6 strikeouts, only allowed 5 hits, and a 7-0 victory for the Barons. 1-1 the count to the leadoff hitter. Then on Wednesday night, another strong performance by Joel Tornero. 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, only allowed 2 hits, and a victory over the Orange County Riptide. 2-1 the count. So Lopez hoping to make it 3 strong starts by the starters here at home this season, or this week for the Barons. Pokes it foul on a check swing. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barons did fall to the Arroyo Seco Saints in Pasadena yesterday by a score of 12-3. The 2-2 on the bottom edge of the zone, and that's strike 3. Faramisco goes down looking. Strikeout number 4 for Frankie Lopez.
Number 88, Bentley.
2 outs, in steps Ben Lee, the first baseman. Rips this one into left center. Lujan and Backstrom will chase into the gap. The 2 hops the wall. Lee pushing for second. And he has a 2-out double. Nice piece of hitting there by the first baseman. Third hit of the afternoon for the Philippines baseball group.
Number 19, Alvarez.
Pitch that caught a lot of the plate on the inner half. In steps the third baseman, Nomar Vasquez. Vasquez popped up into shallow left center, and it was Nielsen who went back to make the catch. It was a basket catch over his shoulder, too, an impressive one. Nielsen made a few defensive plays in the top of the first inning. Foul ball on the first pitch to Vasquez. The 0-1 on the edge for strike 2. In the home half of the third inning, we'll have the 9-1 two-hitters, J.J. Nielsen, Mertz, and Williams. 3 batters due up. On the ground towards the third base coach. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Last pitch was number 43 of the outing. Long pause from Lopez. Mertz backs away. Here's the 0-2. Another foul ball, this time to the right side. This past spring, Lopez only made 3 appearances for Utah Valley. Pitched 2 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 2 runs. The 0-2 misses outside. But before that, he was an impressive pitcher for Cerritos College. 2024. He was named to the 3rd-team All-American team for community colleges across the nation. Finished with a record of 12-0 in 14 starts. An ERA of 1.88. To Williams at third base, and he whiffs it. Off his glove into left field. Runners at the corners now. Lujan got to it quickly, so Lee holds up at third base.
The Philippines number 27, Dylan Tangia.
It's ruled a hit for the Philippines baseball group, the 4th of the evening. .94 miles per hour off the bat. Del Villar holds the runner at first. On the ground, through the 3-4 hole, into right field, into the first run of the game for the Philippines. 7-1 now is the score in the top of the third. An RBI single for Dylan Tagium. His 10th RBI of the year, leads the team in that category.
Number 15, Jonathan Torrente.
Vasquez moves to second. Outside for ball one. So Lopez picked up the first 2 outs relatively easily here in the top of the third. Gave up a 2-up double to Ben Lee. Vasquez followed it with a single. Tagium, an RBI single. 7-1 is the score. Still 2 outs. Lopez misses on 2 straight. Next pitch will be number 50 of his outing. Torrente flew out to center field. Baxter made an impressive catch on the run. 2-1 the count. Chases one outside the zone. Strike 2. No ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Torrente. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Fouled off the catcher, Ocampo. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batter on deck is the right fielder, Stefan Leo. The 2-2 from Lopez. Inside, eclipsed the elbow pad, and Torrente reaches. So now the bases are loaded. Philippines looking to respond in the top of the third. They trail 7-1. Time is called as the pitching coach, AJ Monterez, for the Academy Barons, makes his way to the mound to talk to Frankie Lopez and his catcher, Isaac Ocampo. So after a big inning for the Barons in the bottom of the second, where they push 6 runs, they lead 7-1. Lopez, the starter, in some trouble. It's game number 4 of the week. The Barons were on a 3-game win streak and then fell to the Arroyo Seco Saints by a score of 12-3. Last night's starter, J.J. Nolan, wasn't able to make it out of the first inning. There's been some changes to the roster this week. Some guys out due to injury, other guys out due to personal issues. The trials and tribulations of Summer League baseball. As the Barons look to finish the week strong, they have won 4 of their last 6 games. Just when it seems like they're finding some momentum, they're faced with some adversity. Again, losing some guys to injury, losing a couple other guys to personal reasons. But I have a chance to pick up a couple victories this weekend. Mound visit over. Here's the first pitch from Lopez to Leo, and strike 1. Torrente's at first, Tagium at second, Vasquez at third base. Leo swings through another. He struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat. The 0-2 from Lopez. Another swing and miss. Leo goes down, 3 strikeouts in the inning, but 1 run does come across for the Philippines. They now trail 7-1. We'll stay on during this half-inning break. My name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from, whether you're watching live or watching the replay at a later date. The Barons are looking for victory number 7 on the season. New pitcher on the mound for the Philippines baseball group. So report to you the new pitcher, right-hander by the name of Hunter Zanke. So Hunter Zanke is the new pitcher as he gets his warm-up pitches in. We want to remind you there's a game tomorrow afternoon here at the Academy. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 as the Barons take on the Arroyo Seco Saints. It'll be the first time we see the Saints here at home. The Barons have lost twice over in Pasadena this season. They're still winless on the road. 6-2 at home, 0-7 on the road. So still some things to work out this year for the coaching staff. Kenny Landreau, James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, and AJ Monterez, the pitching coach. But it's a strong start to the season. Barons have put themselves in a position to make up some ground, not only this weekend, but next week as well. Move closer and closer to 500, and they can now enter, and once they get to 500, they can now enter into the playoff picture. Still quite a while away. The playoffs don't start till the end of July. It's never too early to start thinking about the playoff picture for the Barons and getting off to a better start here at the end of June as they look to carry some momentum through the first couple weeks of July. 9-1-2 due up for the Academy Barons.
Looking out for the Barons in the bottom of the third inning, number 8, J.J. Nielsen.
Nielsen steps in, drew a walk, came around to score in the bottom of the second. Upstairs for ball 1. So Andres Perez only lasts 2 innings, gives up 7 runs. All are earned. 5 hits for the Barons thus far. Two and on the count to Nielsen, the shortstop. Down and away for ball 3. 3 straight misses from the reliever. Four straight misses now for Zanke. To lead off walk for Nielsen. Hard 90 down the first base line.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, number 9, Jim Mertz.
Back to the top of the order for the Barons. Mertz makes his way into home plate. Zanke stands at 6'6". He's a native to Woodland Hills. First pitch on the edge as he works from the stretch. Pitched this past season at LA Mission College, community college in the San Fernando Valley area. Nielsen, decent sized lead, draws a throw over to first. He's back in with the slide. Rips this down the first base line. It stays fair. It gets into the right field corner. Nielsen gets the wave on home. Mertz heads for third base. No throw, and Mertz makes it an 8-1 game. So an RBI triple for Mertz. Second triple of the ball game for the Barons. Both coming from the hitters in the top of the order, Mertz and Williams. Third RBI for Mertz. We mentioned he had to have a big game and will have to continue to play well on both sides of the ball for the Barons, who are now without DJ Akiyama and Colin Taylor the rest of the way. In steps Nathaniel Williams. Runner 90 feet away, nobody out. Misses for ball 1. Williams drew a walk in the second inning, tripled in the first, has scored twice. Lifts this one into left center, into the gap. Off the base of the wall, Mertz will touch home plate. And it's another extra base hit for Williams, a double. He now has a triple and a double to go along with his first RBI of the evening. 9-1 is the score. Barons lead, 2 more runs. Still nobody out in the inning for Hunter Zanke. Not the pitching performance that I'm sure head coach Will Pickett was hoping to get from his staff. Zanke mainly pitched as a starter this past season for LA Mission. Made 5 starts, pitched 17 innings. Gave up 16 earned runs, 18 strikeouts in those 17 innings. Finished with a record of 1-3 on the year, an ERA of 8.31. That's again for the LA Mission College Eagles this past spring in 2025. Mound visit over for the Philippines baseball group. Runner on second. Nobody out for Antonio Lujan.
Number 32, Antonio Lujan.
Lujan hit a single. Drove in 2 runs in his last plate appearance. Nine to 1 is the score. Nobody out. Runner on second. Zanke back onto the rubber. First pitch to Lujan. Swing and miss. Williams, the runner at second base. Infield back for the Philippines baseball group. The 0-1. Lujan waves at another. He has 3 RBIs on the evening. Sacrifice fly in the first. 2 RBI single in the second. Both he and Mertz lead the team with 3 RBIs thus far. Foul ball as Lujan protects with 2 strikes. Count remains at 0-2. Lujan steps back in. No balls and 2 strikes. Zanke comes set. Down and inside toward the back foot of Lujan. He was able to hold on his swing. 1-2 the count to the left fielder. '11th start of the year. Long pause. The 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Barons have 9 runs off 7 hits. No errors defensively. The Philippines baseball group has 1 run off 5 hits. No errors. Outside. Peeled down to third base. Lujan did not go around. It's a full count. Full count here to the left fielder. He went down in the count 0-2. That has battled back. He had a few hits with 2 strikes in the win over the Orange County Riptide on Wednesday. Payoff pitch. He goes down swinging. Fastball upstairs. One out in the inning. That'll bring up Jason Del Villar. First strikeout for reliever Hunter Zanke. Williams is at second base. Del Villar hit the RBI double in the second inning. Ball 1. Del Villar 2 for 2 on the evening, a single and a double, along with an RBI. Outside the zone, 2 balls and no strikes. If you look at the top of the order, Mertz has 2 hits, Williams has 2 hits, Lujan has 1, Del Villar has 2. And they account for all 7 of the hits in today's contest. On the ground, past the third baseman, it stays fair. Williams bolts for home plate. He touches the bag. It's now a 10-1 game. Another RBI double for Jason Del Villar. So 8th hit of the contest for the Academy Barons. Again, all from those top 4 hitters. The hitters in the middle and the bottom part of the order have reached, but via the walk or by the hit by pitch. Next pitch will be number 19 on the outing for Zanke. No one warming up in the bullpen, so it's his inning to get out of. 3 runs already across in the bottom of the third. 10-1 is the score. First pitch to Gooden is in there for strike 1. And Andres Perez was the first that we saw on the mound for the Philippines. 2 innings, used 57 pitches, gave up 7 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, and he hit 3 batters all in the second inning. Gooden chases one outside the zone, no balls and 2 strikes. Gooden steps back in. Zanke with the long pause. Runner on second. Here's the throw. Mercado able to block it. Keep it in front. Del Villar retreats back to second. 1-2. Big right-hander comes set. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs. Let's reset the defense for you for the Philippines baseball group. In the outfield from left to right, Dylan Tagiam, Jonathan Torrente, and Stefan Leo. It's Ethan Mercado behind home plate, Ben Lee at first, Faramisco at second, Hudson Story at short, Nomar Vasquez at third. Full count as this one misses upstairs. Correction, it's Malachi Lopez at short, not Hudson Story. He's the DH. Lopez holds the runner. Del Villar at second base with the lefty at the plate. Lifts this into the air, left field. Caught there by Tagium. No tag from Del Villar. It's out number 2. 2 outs. Runner still in scoring position for Isaac Ocampo. Ocampo has been hit by a pitch twice this evening. Twice in the second inning. Led off the inning, was hit by a pitch, came around to score. And as the Barons bat around, he was hit by a pitch once more, both by Andres Perez. First pitch to Ocampo, misses upstairs. This past season for the Rustlers, Ocampo appeared in 23 games, hit .333. Finished with 13 RBIs. On the ground, back to the pitcher, Zanke. Tosses it over to first, and that's the third and final out of the inning. But 3 more runs come across for the Barons in the home half of the third. After 3 complete, Barons lead 10-1 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we come back, we'll have the 7, 8, 9 hitters, the bottom third of the order, due up for the Philippines baseball group. (10-1) is the score, top of the 4th inning. Hudson Story will lead things off for the Philippines baseball group. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barons enter tonight's contest, 6-9 on the season. The Philippines baseball group, 1-9. Frankie Lopez returns for another inning of work. When looking at Frankie Lopez's outings this season, last week was his best. Saturday, June 21st, at the Conejo Oaks. He went 6 innings, didn't give up any runs, only 2 hits allowed, 2 strikeouts. The Barons did lose, however, 2-1. Their only run was a solo shot by Trevor Schmidt in the very first inning. So they had a 1-0 lead, lost that lead in the bottom of the 9th. His previous 2 outings, both went 4 innings for Lopez. And the Compton native makes a start in his hometown. 1-0 the count to Story, the DH. Back-to-back long home half of the innings in the second and the third. We'll see if that affects Lopez. He gave up 1 run in the top of the second inning. Top of the third inning. 1-1 the count to Story. Story drew a walk in the second. In the air, out of play, left side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lopez spent 2 seasons at the community college level before transferring to Utah Valley. Made 10 starts in 2023, 14 starts for Cerritos in 2024. And the dirt for ball 2. Very effective both seasons. Was second team All-Conference as a freshman, first team All-Conference, and third team All-American in 2024 as a sophomore. He earned a scholarship to Utah Valley, but made minimal appearances on the spring season. Full count after that one drifts outside. And a long pause between the bottom of the second and third innings. Foul tipped in and out of the glove of Ocampo. Count remains at full. Story also played this last season at LA Mission College. The Philippines baseball group uses LA Pierce facilities, so they're in the San Fernando Valley. On the ground towards Mertz, makes a sliding grab over to first in time. Mertz with the fancy play over at second for out number 1. It's his 6th start of the season. All at second base. Williams slides over to third base. Again, no Colin Taylor, no DJ Akiyama for the rest of the season. The Barons have to make some adjustments. First pitch. Misses the zone to Mercado. 10-1 is the score here in the top of the 4th. Philippines are in their red uniforms, gray pants. Barons are in their navy blue uniforms and white pants. Outside for ball 2. This is the first chance we get to see Frankie Lopez since the very first game of the season against the San Diego Bombers. Foul tipped off the catcher Ocampo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ocampo a little bit sore after that one. In that very first game of the season, Lopez pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 unearned run, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball on the inner edge. It froze the batter, Mercado. And that's out number 2.
Number 7, Malachi Lopez.
6th strikeout of the outing for Frankie Lopez. In steps Malachi Lopez, another strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. Hits 9th in the order for head coach Will Picketts. On the ground for Nielsen. Over in time to first for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the evening for Frankie Lopez. Most efficient inning thus far. On to the bottom of the 4th we go. Due up for the Academy Barons, 7-8-9. The bottom 3rd of the order, due up for the Barons as well. When we come back, Hunter Backstrom will lead things off, so don't go anywhere, folks. Hunter Zanke back on the mound for the Philippines baseball group. His first inning of relief out of the bullpen was the bottom of the 3rd inning. He surrendered 3 runs for the Academy Barons. All 8 of the hits have come from the 1, 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Barons lineup. A chance for the bottom 3rd of the order to get their first hits. Hunter Backstrom will lead things off, followed by Jacob Konofsky and J.J. Nielsen. 3 batters due up. Bottom 3rd have reached just via hit by pitches or walks in the 3rd inning or in the 2nd inning. Starter Andres Perez hit 3 batters. Isaac Ocampo twice and Hunter Backstrom. He also walked J.J. Nielsen. Klonowski is the only batter in the Barons lineup to not reach into at-bats. And Tommy Gooden. No, Tommy Gooden did reach via the walk in the second inning, so even he's reached. It's only Jacob Klonowski who hasn't reached on the evening thus far. Strikeout in the second and a flyout in the later on in the second. In steps the center fielder Backstrom. Zanke's first pitch, outside. Waves over that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the third appearance on the summer for Hunter Zanke. Both came in starting appearances. Foul ball. 1-2 the count to the center fielder. Zanke started the game on June 7th against the Riptide. The Philippines baseball group went on to win that game by a score of 8-7. His last start came against the Crawdads on June 20th. Outside for swing and miss. Backstrom goes down swinging for out number 1. In steps Jacob Klonowski, the right fielder. 1 out, nobody on base. Barons lead 10-1. Second time these two teams have met this week. Barons defeated the Philippines 7-0 back on Tuesday evening here at the Academy. Inside for ball 1. Klonowski struck out swinging and flew out to center field, both in the second inning. An inning in which the Barons sent 12 men to the plate. Outside for ball 2. Klonowski hitting .175 this season in his 12th start. On the edge, strike 1. 2-1 the count. Offers and comes up empty on the swing. Looked like he started to regret his decision to swing halfway through. He has a 2-2 count. Last night, Klonowski finished the night 1 for 3. Taps this back to the pitcher. Zanke has trouble, but has time, and the first baseman, Lee, battles the sun. It goes over his head. Klonowski's at second base now. It's been that kind of evening for the Philippines baseball group. During this time of the day, the sun is in the eyes of the right side of the infield, solely on the first baseman now. The shadows are covering second base and right field.
Number 8, J.J. Nielsen.
In steps J.J. Nielsen. Runner on first. Runner on second, correction. Want to know the count to the shortstop. Has reached twice, both via the walk. Another pitch above the zone. 2-0 the count. Nielsen committed to University of Hawaii last year to play both football and baseball, a two-sport athlete. And in the spring, he was a member of the baseball team. Was also a member of the football team during spring practices. 2-1 the count. But we had him on earlier in the week, Tuesday against the Philippines. And he announced that he'll only be playing baseball going forward in his collegiate career. The 2-1 misses outside. Mercado gloves it as he had to reach all the way across to his right. 3-1 the count. Hitter-friendly count for the Nielsen, the shortstop. Faramisco at second, holds Klonowski. Skies this into the air. Ball drifts out of play. It's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Batter on deck is Mertz. Long pause again from Zanke. Has a much slower pace than his starter, Andres Perez. The payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4. So third time Nielsen has reached. All have been via the walk. Showing great patience here this evening. Philippines baseball group and their pitching staff. Made things very easy for the Barons hitters. Some of these pitches haven't even threatened the zone, so they're easy takes. Runners on first and second. In steps Mertz, who already has 3 RBIs and 2 hits. Into the net for a foul ball. With the lefty at the plate, the shortstop Lopez holds the runner at second. Breaking ball finds the outer paint. Oh and 2 to the count. To Mertz. Just finished his senior year of high school at Canyon High School. We had him on the broadcast during Wednesday's game against the Riptide. Spent 2 seasons at Servite before transferring over. Downstairs for ball 1. Mertz also announced on the broadcast that he committed to play baseball this upcoming school year at Mount Sac, team that just won the state championship at the community college level. The 1-2 in the air, out of play. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fellow Baron Matthew Lorenzano, who had a great start in Tuesday's game, also went to Mount Sac before transferring to Southeast Missouri State. Spent 2 seasons for the Mounties. The 1-2, Mertz pokes this into the air, into left center. Torrente ranges to his right, long run, makes the catch. Throws, here's the cutoff to second. Nielsen just beats the throw. So both runners advance 90 feet. 2 runners in scoring position for the Barons. In steps Nathaniel Williams. Long run for the center fielder Torrente, and the runners both took advantage. Konoski at third, Nielsen at second, bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. Williams watches this one in the zone. Owen won the count to the third baseman. He has a triple and a double on the evening. Down and in. It gets away from the catcher. Here comes Konofsky. It hit the batter, so Williams goes to first. Both Konofsky and Nielsen have to return to their bases. 4th hit batter of the evening for the Barons. Bases loaded for Antonio Lujan.
Number 32, Antonio Lujan.
Lujan struck out swinging in his last at-bat in the 3rd inning. He had a 2 RBI single in the 2nd and a sac fly in the 1st. 3 RBIs on the evening. Zanke's first pitch in the air behind home plate. Catcher Mercado throws the mask. Drifts with the ball and can't make the catch. It was in foul territory. So Lujan gets another chance. A lot of topspin on those balls, and Mercado elected to use only one hand. Sometimes you see catchers go with that second hand just to kind of create a little pocket. When there's so much spin, that ball does have a chance to slide out or pop out of the glove. Learning opportunity for Mercado. An 0-1 count to Lujan. Chases one outside the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Williams at first. Nielsen at second. Konofsky at third. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Barons lead 10-1. Lujan fouls another one off. Out of play. Count remains at 0-2. Okay, no one warming up in the bullpen for the Philippines baseball group. This is Zanke's inning. Regardless of how it goes. Bases are currently loaded. No hits in the inning. An error, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Long pause from the right-hander. The 0-2, down and away. Lujan steps back in. Delviar in the on-deck circle. This one sails past Mercado. Konofsky retreats back to third base. Bounced off the net pretty hard, so Mercado is pretty fortunate there. Could have been a wild pitch for the Philippines baseball group. Instead, it's a 2-ball and 2-strike count to Lujan. In the top of the 5th inning, we'll see the top of the order due up for the Philippines baseball group. Brady Ferramisco will lead things off, followed by Ben Lee and Nomar Vasquez. The 2-2 runs inside, plunks Lujan. He reaches. Another run scores. 11-1 now is the lead for the Barons. Back-to-back hit batters. Williams was also plunked. Konofsky comes in to score. An unearned run for the Philippines baseball group and their pitching staff. There's an error between the pitcher, Zanke, and the first baseman, Lee. The sun was in the face of Lee, who was on first base, awaiting the throw from Zanke. In steps Jason Del Villar, fourth at bat of the evening. Skies this one, high into the air. Shortstop Lopez back into shallow left field and makes the grab for out number 3. One run does come across for the Barons. Now 4 straight innings they've scored in through 4 complete innings. 11-1 is the score. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barons take the field ahead of the top of the 5th inning. They lead 11-1 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barons have one more home game on the weekend. Tomorrow they'll host the Arroyo Seco Saints. First time they're here at the Academy. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 p.m. They'll have Monday off before returning back home next weekend, or next week, Tuesday, July 1st. They'll host the San Diego Waves for the first time, another affiliate team. They come from the same league that the San Diego Bombers come from, the WBA. The Barons will see the Waves Tuesday, then the Philippines baseball group on Wednesday, July 2nd, before traveling and hit the road to Santa Barbara on Thursday, July 3rd. No games on July 4th or 5th. Then they host the Orange County Riptide on Sunday, July 6th. So 3 home games next week. If you can make it out to the Academy, we highly suggest you do. First pitch, swing and strike to Brady Ferramisco. If you can't make it out to the Academy for the game, you can always tune into the live stream here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Just misses. 1-1 the count. That was the 70th pitch of the at-bat, or the outing for Frankie Lopez. On the edge for strike 2. He had a very efficient 4th inning in which he only used 9 pitches to get all 3 outs. It was a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 4th. Off speed, outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ferramisco singled in the 1st inning, but was picked off at second base. Lopez made a nice move to Nielsen, who was covering. Ferramisco fouls this out of play. Then in the 3rd inning, Ferramisco struck out looking for the 2nd out of the inning. The Philippines did pick up 1 run in the top of the 3rd. Just outside for ball 3. Lopez wanted that call. Instead, it runs the count full. Drives this one into left center. Backstrom to his right. Makes the catch for out number 1. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. In steps the first baseman, Ben Lee. He has a single and a double. Of course, he made that blunder in the Bottom of the fourth inning. Sun was in his eyes, and he wasn't able to see the ball thrown from his pitcher, Zenke. But offensively, he's had a strong evening. Has 2 of the 5 hits for the Philippines baseball group. Came around to score the only run. His teammate Dylan Tagiam drove him in on an RBI single in the top of the third. 1-1 the count. This past spring, Lee played for Cal State LA. He swings through that one. 1-2 the count. Spent 2 seasons at Cal Poly Pomona before transferring. Lifts this one into the air, very high. Enough time for Lujan. Nope, Backstrom in left center. Calls off the left fielder, and that's out number 2. So both put outs to the center fielder Backstrom in this half of the inning. In steps the third baseman Nomar Vasquez. Vasquez also played at LA Mission College. We're seeing a theme here. A lot of players from LA Mission or LA Pierce College on the Philippines baseball group roster. 1-0 the count. In Tuesday's game, it was Javen Baxa who started at third base for the Philippines. 1-1 the count. Vasquez started at second. Finished the night 0 for 4 at the plate. 1 for 2 on tonight's game. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, no one on base. Due up in the home half of the 5th is the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Outside. Tommy Gooden, Isaac Ocampo, and Hunter Backstrom, the 3 due up. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Vasquez steps back in. Lopez from the windup. Inside. Lopez back onto the rubber quickly. The payoff pitch. On the ground, up the middle, and into center field. It's a 2-out single. 6th hit of the evening for the Philippines baseball group. Lopez working with the big lead. 11-1 is the score. There's some guys moving around in the bullpen for the Barons, but no one really warming up at the moment. Del Villar will hold the runner at first. Instead, still in Tagiam. Pokes this into right center, but Konofsky's right there. And that's out number 3. Positioned perfectly. As a fly ball records the final out of the inning. On to the bottom of the 5th. We'll stay on during the broadcast. And my name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Frankie Lopez has pitched 5 innings now. Has an 11-1 lead here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every time we go live, you'll get a notification in case you can't make it to the Academy. You can always tune into the live stream here. We'll stream every home game live on the YouTube channel. So again, be sure to subscribe while you have a chance. New pitcher on the mound. We'll get you that number in just a moment. The number and name, right-hander, who wears number 34. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Franco Moran. And things are going good for the Academy Barons. Currently 11-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 5th. They're 6-9 on the season. They're 6-2 here at home, but 0-7 on the road. Still some things to massage out, as they've yet to find the recipe for a win on the road away from the Academy. Haven't been able to translate that success into opposing ballparks this season. Still early on in the final week of June. Some defensive substitutions around the infield and outfield for the Philippines baseball group. Once we get those, we'll go ahead and relay those to you.
Loading up for the Barons at the bottom of the 5th inning, number 47, Tommy Gooden.
Tommy Gooden will lead things off in the home half of the 5th. So the new pitcher is Franco Moran, right-hander, who wears number 34. First pitch to Gooden, swing and miss. Franco Moran recently spent his freshman season at Skyline Community College up in Northern California. It's in the Bay Area. On the ground for the second baseman. We'll wait to see if he turns and gives us a number. It does look like it's number 0, so Wyatt Lamarsna now playing second. Again, once we get all the substitutions, we'll go ahead and relay those to you. But Franco Moran is the only one we know about, along with Wyatt Lamarsna at second. One out in the 5th inning. Still some daylight here in the sky. The sun just gets ready to set. Down and inside to Ocampo. Ocampo's got to be pretty sore today. He's got hit twice in the evening at the plate. And as a catcher, he's taking a few foul balls off the padding. 2-0 the count. The 2-0. A check swing. Home plate umpire says Ocampo did go around. That's strike one. Three balls and one strike to the catcher. Grounded out to the pitcher in his last at-bat. Zanke was on the mound and underhanded it to his first baseman, Lee. Did it right the first time. Second time he had the opportunity. Threw it in too high, and the Lee first baseman was unable to grab it with the sun. Ocampo grounds out to the third baseman. Out number 2.
Number 5, Hunter
Looks like
Backstrom.
playing third base now and wearing number 55. Well, we don't have a 55 on the roster, so we'll go ahead and give you that name later. Downstairs for Hunter Backstrom, 1-0 the count. Backstrom struck out swinging in his last at-bat. 2 straight misses here from Moran. And pitched this last season at Skyline College over in San Bruno. Upstairs for ball 1. Ball 2. Jacob Konofsky is the batter on deck. The 3-0 finds the zone. It's now a 3-1 count to the center fielder. Backstrom was also hit by a pitch in the second inning. Struck out twice. Drives this one into the air. Won't leave the infield. Shortstop calls everybody off and makes the catch on the right side of the infield for out number 3. On to the top of the 6th. Due up for the Philippines baseball group. 5, 6, 7 when we come back.
Barons of the Philippines.
New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons in the top of the 6th. Wesley Wells comes into the game. Here on the broadcast, we have RJ Jenkins, an outfielder here for the Academy Barons. How you doing tonight, RJ?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You spent this past season at Morehouse. Last year you were at Barstow. Can you talk about your journey from baseball and how you got to those 2 locations?
Definitely. Starting off, I actually came out of high school, went to Cerritos College, and from Cerritos, redshirted there. Really learned from Coach Vic Butler and Coco Chris while I was there. Really doing outfield drills and doing a lot of rehab and a lot of like strength and mobility work. And then going over to Barstow, that's when I got to display my talents and actually got to play. And then got picked up from Morehouse and couldn't be happier to be returning back at Morehouse next year.
Now, Morehouse is located in Atlanta. How was the culture shock for you moving over there?
It definitely was a culture shock because I wasn't used to being around that area, or I was normally like the only person of my race or color on that team. But whenever I went out there to Atlanta, it was just a big embrace, and it was just a culture shock on the fact that the team was majority of my complexion, and the coaching staff and all the fans and everything are very nurturing, very caring, and I just love the environment there that they have. Yeah, no doubt.
So the first out of the inning is a fly out to Lujan in left field. Torrente's retired. Stefan Leo will now be walking his way to the plate. And we're here with RJ Jenkins, one of the outfielders for the Academy Barons. You also trained here at the Academy growing up. What's it like to play here during the summer leagues now in college?
It was always fun. I actually started here at the Academy since T-ball. I was out there on the little auxiliary fields playing T-ball, wondering if I wanted to still play. And now I'm out here playing till this day, trying to pursue a major league career. But playing in the summer leagues, I got a chance to go out on the senior RBI Worlds series in Vero Beach, Florida, and that was an experience just being out there, being around all the history, and being in old Dodger Town. That was amazing, no doubt. But it just opens up a lot more experiences for inner city players that really don't get to travel as much.
Now there's also a few other players on the roster that also played at the Academy growing up. Did you have any memories with these guys younger?
Yes, definitely. Definitely Gavin and Colin. We definitely played on a couple of the same teams on like Dream Team and different games like that. And it was fun, like facing off or seeing them across the diamond, not being on the same team, and really trying to compete against each other.
2 outs in the inning after it's popped up to Chip Burns at second base. We're sitting here with RJ Jenkins in the top of the 6th inning. Barons lead 11-1. Wells is the new pitcher on the mound. It's a 1-1 count to Hudson Story. What are some things that you've learned from head coach Kenny Landreau and the rest of the coaching staff these past 2 summers?
Just to develop, always look for something new to improve on. This game evolves the second that you step away from it. So always trying to learn, always being adaptable and being a coachable player. That's really what I learned from Coach KT, and then that there's always a lot to learn, and that even when you feel like you got everything figured out, you still got a lot more to learn.
2-1 the count to the DH Story. Outside for ball 3. Now you were part of the walk-off victory in the very first game of the season, June 6th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that feeling of not only being a part of the play, but celebrating with your team after that.
No doubt. It was a ecstatic feeling, just being able to, because I wasn't in or I wasn't able to play, but just being able to go in and pinch run for the final score, that was just amazing in itself, just being available, being ready, just being ready for that call, because I could have just came to the field and I've just been like, well, I'm not going to play, my arm's hurt, but I was just like, no, I'm going to be there for my team. Whatever you guys need, we got it. Hey, you guys need me to go in there and run? Let's do it. So it was honestly a really good moment, and to watch JJ walk it off, that was a moment in itself too.
So it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Wesley Wells on the mound as he gets a strikeout of Hudson Story. On to the bottom of the 6 we go. We'll have the 8-9-1 hitters. Jacob Konofsky will lead things off. We'll keep you on for a couple more minutes since we had such a short inning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite baseball movie of all time?
Oh, gotta go with Sandlot. Definitely a classic that I have to go always back to. It's just a feel good and just killing me small always gets me. Yes.
Right on, right on. What's one of your earliest baseball memories that you had?
Oh, earliest baseball memory would probably be, that's a good question. It had to be here. Dream Team, when we were playing on the field behind us. It was one of my first home runs hit at the academy. I actually hit it down left field line, and I thought it was foul, to be quite honest. So I was sitting there at home plate, and everybody thought I pimped it, but realistically, I thought that was strike two. But it was just a surreal moment because I really thought that, this field is too big. I can't hit it out or can't do anything about that. And it just really showed, like, hey, you can do anything that you put your mind to, to be quite honest.
What's one thing that you really enjoyed or you learned about your experience at Morehouse College this past school year?
I really learned, like, Morehouse has shaped me into a different person, to be quite honest. Just with the year that I've experienced, it's put me through a whole bunch of life lessons, a lot of hardships, and I've had a lot of people just support me and have my back through the struggle. And it's really taught me to have a community and to really trust and to really network and outreach. And if you're struggling, tell somebody. Don't struggle in peace. Don't sit there and just be like, oh, the world's against me. No, reach out. Somebody can help you.
Again, we're in the bottom of the 6th. Jacob Konofsky will lead things off. We're here with RJ Jenkins in the broadcast booth. Do you have a favorite pregame meal that you like to enjoy?
Favorite pregame meal? It would probably have to be Subway. I would get turkey bacon avocado. I love to have that as a pregame meal. If not, then I'll go with some pasta or some sort. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing to snack on in the dugout?
Oh, we're definitely going with, I gotta go with the sour gummy worms.
Okay.
And then some seeds. Definitely, yeah.
What flavor of seeds?
Oh, we got sweet chili.
Sweet chili, okay.
Yes.
Another ground ball for the shortstop. 1 out. On the first, it's in time. So a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs on 2 pitches very quickly here in the home half of the inning. What's one thing that you really missed when you were in Atlanta that you couldn't get because you're not back home?
Oh, maybe the gas prices? No, but I just really missed like the energy and the atmosphere that I got from the staying on campus at Morehouse. Because as you know, it's the AUC, so it's more than one college out there. It's Morris Brown, Clark Atlanta, Spelman. So we're all one big community, and it's just a big melting pot. And you can meet new people every single day and have new interactions every single day.
2-0 the count to the second baseman, Mertz. I know you're rehabbing from your injury this summer, but is there any other aspect of your game you'd like to work on this year?
Definitely would love to get more power in my legs, work on driving the ball to the opposite side of the field more frequently and more consistently. Because one thing that I did learn about this year, is that a lot of my power comes from going oppo and going the opposite side of the field, having 2 home runs the opposite side of the field, surprising myself this year. But my coach was really telling me about letting the ball travel and not really trying to jump at the ball because I have quick hands, so I have to really let the ball travel. So that's one thing of my game that I want to like improve, really.
Mertz gets new life after the third baseman couldn't track down the ball in the foul territory. 2 balls and 2 strikes. What was the wildest weather that you experienced over in Atlanta?
So while the California fires were going on, it was the polar opposite in Atlanta. It was snowing, actually.
Snowing, wow.
Yes. So we had a snowstorm for a whole week, And that was the first time that I actually had to play on a turf field when there was snow on the actual field. So I was playing left field, and my coach was just like, hey, you kind of in the shade, so the snow hasn't dried up.
Oh,
so
man.
you're just going to have to, like, jog it out to outfield or just, like, call it dead when it's in the snow. I was just like, you know what, we just going to play it, honestly. So we was over there having fun, diving, pretty much almost getting sick in the snow.
Nice.
Just trying to play snow baseball.
I bet the ground was pretty hard then too, since it was
Yes.
still frozen.
Yes, it definitely was. It was like playing on concrete.
Again, that was RJ Jenkins joining us in the broadcast booth. Really appreciate you for making the time for hopping on, and we hope to have you on later on the summer.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Top of the 7th inning, due up for the Philippines baseball group is 8-9-1. Ethan Mercado will lead things off. Malachi Lopez, then Brady Ferramisco. My name is Noah Alvarez. Big thanks to the 2 interviews today. We had, on the top of the 2nd inning, we had Wesley Wells, who's now on the mound. We just finished a conversation with RJ Jenkins during the course of the 6th inning. Feels like the last couple of times we've had interviews, we get really quick innings, so usually we only have them on for a half inning, but when it's a 1-2-3 inning like we saw in the top of the 6th, we'll have them on a little longer, getting to know the players. Eventually we'll have some of the coaches. Want to know the count to Mercado, the catcher. Wells still on the mound, 2 straight misses as this one gets away from Ocampo. Mercado on the evenings, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to the second baseman. Barons leading 11-1 late into the ball game. The lights are on at the academy. 2-1 the count. Before last night's loss, the Barons were riding a 3-game win streak. They're still winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Put together some momentum in the tail end of June. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count as Mercado fouls this one off to the left side. Nobody out, nobody on base. And just while it seems like the Barons were picking up momentum, had a few changes to the roster. A couple guys got injured. Still looking to end the weekend strong. Wells misses upstairs. Here's the 3-2 from Wells. Down and inside. Wells did work a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 6th. Walks the first batter here. Wells stops to tie his shoe. We had Wells on earlier in the show. Fun fact about Wells, he's a violinist, plays violin in his spare time. Played violin since he was 5 years old, and he talked about that during the interview. Tomorrow we'll have that interview marked for you on the description, so you can just go back and listen to that interview along with the interview with RJ Jenkins. Pickoff move to first. Mercado's back in safely. Outside for ball one. Wells also talked about how he took a gap year at IMG. Played his freshman season at Claremont McKenna. Will return there this upcoming school year. Down and away. Ball two. (11-1) is the score. Top of the seventh. Nobody out. Runner on first. Malachi Lopez, who's 0 for 2. Another move to first base. Del Villar barely gloves it as he has to lunge for it. Wells went to Palisades Charter High School. On the ground, Nielsen dives, can't come up with it. It's in the left field, back-to-back base runners for the Philippines baseball group. First and second, nobody out.
For the Philippines, number 55, Brady Ferrabisco.
And steps the now third baseman, Brady Ferramisco. He moved over to third. At second, it's Wyatt Lamarsna. He was hitting in the spot for Nomar Vasquez. And then Tyler Primento hitting in place of Dylan Tagium. He's playing center. Moving from center to left is Jonathan Torrente. That's defensively for the Philippines baseball group. Wells makes a move over to second. No one covers, so he doesn't throw. Inside, nearly hits the pitcher or the batter. Wells picked up a flyout, a pop-up, and a strikeout. And the top of the sixth has given up a walk and a single. 2 runners on, nobody out. Two and 0 the count. To the leadoff hitter, Wells takes a little lap around the mound. Away from Ocampo, and now both runners advance. Ocampo will throw down to second. Mertz cuts it off. A wild pitch. A little sloppy here to begin the top of the seventh. 3-0 count for Wells. Looks like some guys are moving around in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. 4 straight misses. Wells in a bit of trouble now as the bases are loaded. It's the 4th game of the week for the Barons. Game number 5 is tomorrow here at home. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 as they take on the Arroyo Seco Saints for the first time this season here at the Academy. Pitching coach AJ Monterez will call time and make his way to the mound. And we mentioned Wesley Wells had a very efficient top of the 6th inning, a 1-2-3 inning. 2 pop-ups and a strikeout to get all 3 outs. Now the bases are loaded. He's still yet to record an out. Some adversity here for the right-hander from Claremont McKenna College. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball. It was a rough day for the Barons pitching staff. 12-3 was the score last night in their loss to the Arroyo Seco Saints. We mentioned that the Barons are riding a 3-game winning streak, but ran into a very hot Saints team. The Barons pitching staff just struggled to make the pitches that they needed to in order to come out with the victory or to minimize the damage. Barons still need to massage some things out so they can pick up their first road victory. 0-7 on the road. First pitch strike to Ben Lee after the mound visit. On the ground, through the 3-4 hole. Klinowski fields it. They hold the runner at second or at third base, and so the bases remain loaded. It's now 11-2 game.
Given to the plate for the Philippines players hero, Wyatt Lamarchna.
An RBI single for Ben Lee. He has 2 singles and a double. Contributed both runs in the game for the Philippines, scoring once in the 3rd, driving in the other run here in the 7th. Lopez is the runner at 3rd. Faramisco the runner at 2nd. Wells on the rubber. Quickly an 0-2 count to Lamarchna, who's getting his first at-bat of the evening. Into the air, shallow center field. Backstrom comes in a few steps. Here's the throw in home. Off the leg of Del Villar. Now the throw to second. It gets past Nielsen. A messy play there by the Barons defense. 2 runs come across, a 11-4 score. One out in the inning. So Lopez scored on the sacrifice fly. Backstrom threw the ball in. Del Villar wasn't able to pick it out. It hit off his leg right to Williams, the third baseman. He saw the runner tag from first to second and thought he could get him out. Instead, the throw got away from Nielsen, who was at second base. Faramisco comes in to score on the wild throw. E5 on Williams. First pitch strike 2, Tyler Pimiento. And Lee advances to second on the air. The throw was going to beat him. First at bat of the evening for Tyler Pimiento, who came in as a defensive substitution. Fouls this off, 0-2. Runner on second, 1 out. 3 runs have come across for the Philippines. 11-4 is the score. Pimento goes down swinging. That's out number 2. Second strikeout of the outing for Wesley Wells.
Number 15, Jonathan Torrente.
Again, Frankie Lopez was a starter here for the Barons. Went 5 innings. I'll get you the rest of his line later on in the broadcast. In steps Jonathan Torrente, now playing left field. Upstairs for ball 1. High and inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Torrente is 0 for 2 on the day. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Long pause from Wells. Foul ball out of play left side. Two and 1 the count for Jonathan Torrente. Final line for Frankie Lopez, 5 innings, 86 pitches. Finished with 6 strikeouts, gave up 6 hits, 1 earned run, and issued 1 walk. Slaps this foul towards the Barons bullpen. Out of play. 2-2 the count. The batter on deck is Stephon Leo. There's 2 outs in the inning. Runner on second is Ben Lee. 7th inning stretch due up next after this top of the 7th. In the home half of the 7th inning, we'll see the 2-3-4 hitters. Williams will get things started for the Barons. Count is now full after this pitch misses. Upstairs, ball 4. Wells loses Torrente. Runners on first and second. In steps Leo.
For the Philippines, number 20, Stephon Leo.
Leo's 0 for 3 on the evening. Struck out twice versus Lopez. Philippines baseball group down to their final 7 outs here in this evening. Trailing 11-4. First pitch breaking ball. Strike 1. Mertz holds the runner at second base. Throw to first base. It's over Del Villar's head. Lee gets the wave over at third base. The throw home not going to be in time. Another unearned run. Given up by the Barons defense. An error on the catcher. Campo was trying to keep Torrente to a small secondary. Instead, goes into right field. 11-5 is the score. Wells fakes a move back to second, holds the ball. 1-1 the count. Downstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Foul tips this into the glove for strike 2. Count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch will be number 40 for Wesley Wells out of the bullpen. He worked a 1-2-3 6th inning. Looks to record the final out of the 7th. The 2-2 on the edge. That's strike 3. Leo picks up his 3rd strikeout of the evening. 7th inning stretch here at the MLB Youth Academy. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Williams will lead things off for the Barons in the home half of the 7th, followed by Antonio Lujan and Jason Del Villar. One more home game this week. Barons will host the Arroyo Seco Saints tomorrow. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 p.m. If you can't make it out to the ballpark, be sure to tune into the live stream. You can always subscribe to the YouTube channel and get a notification every time we go live. We go live about 10 minutes before the first pitch. So tomorrow, 12:55 is the time we're scheduled to go live at. Next week, they'll have 3 home games, Tuesday, Wednesday night at 6:05. Then they return home Sunday, first pitch scheduled at 1:05 p.m. So 3 more home games next week for you to come check out as we reach the tail end of June. The Barons have won 4 of their last 6 games, looking to make it 5 of the last 7, as they really have developed some momentum in the tail month of June. They won the very first game of the season against the San Diego Bombers, had some tough opponents and tough road losses to the Conejo Oaks, to the Arroyo Seco Saints. but they picked up some key victories here at home against some tough teams. Teams like the Conejo Oaks, they've already beaten twice this year. Last year when we were doing games for the Barons, they went 0-7 against the Oaks last season. So a much different team, different players on the roster, playing with a lot more swagger than they did last season. 11-5 is the score. The Philippines did respond with 4 runs in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Williams, skies this into the air. Third baseman, Faramisco, calls everybody off and nearly drops that one, but he does make the catch for out number 1. One out in the inning quickly. In steps Antonio Lujan. He has 3 RBIs on the evening. Was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Now 1 for 2. In 4 plate appearances. Was hit by a pitch. Also a sacrifice fly. Fouls this off. 0-1 the count to Lujan. Barons have 11 runs off 9 hits, 2 errors. Philippines baseball group has 5 runs off 8 hits and 1 error. Lujan chases one up above the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count, 1 out, nobody on base. Franco Moran still the pitcher on the mound for the Philippines baseball group. This one misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moran worked a 1-2-3 5th inning. Got a big double play in the 6th and only faced 3 batters. So he's faced the minimum through 7. Quick conversation between Mercado, the catcher, and Moran, the pitcher. Mercado back behind home plate. Moran's the 3rd pitcher we're seeing on the evening for Philippines baseball group. Andres Perez to start. Hunter Zanke followed. The 1-2 misses outside. Two balls and 2 strikes. Upstairs for ball 3. So the pitcher Moran in danger of losing the batter. Lujan was down in an 0-2 count. Has worked it back full. Three-two in the air into left field. It's Torrente who ranges to his right to make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. That's now 9 straight that Moran has retired since coming into the game. Just what you want if you're head coach Will Pickett. It's been a rough day pitching-wise for the PBG. Andres Perez only lasted 2 innings and gave up 7 runs. Zanke followed with 2 more innings and gave up 3. First pitch to Del Villar, misses the zone. In the top of the 8th, we'll see the bottom third of the order. Hudson Story, Ethan Mercado, and Malachi Lopez for the Philippines baseball group. The sun is set here at the academy. 2-0 the count. This one gets away from the catcher. Moran was very efficient in both those first innings as well. 13 pitches to get out of the 5th, and then only used 8 to get out of the 6th inning. 8 straight batters he's retired in order. In danger of losing that streak here to VR. 3-0 the count. Del Villar's 3 for 4 on the evening and watches this one miss upstairs. So he's reached now for the 4th time. First walk for Del Villar. It ends a streak of 8 straight batters that Moran has retired since coming into the game. Barron's still in control, 11-5. Some insurance runs wouldn't help, or wouldn't hurt. Gooden drew a walk in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 3. Pair of groundouts and a flyout. In the zone for strike 1. Lee holds Del Villar at first. 2 outs. Foul ball right into the padding. Gooden down in an 0-2 count once more. Gooden has had a quiet day at the plate. 0 for 3 with the walk. Del Villar does decide to take off. Here's the throw down to second. Del Villar is caught stealing to end the inning. So in the bottom of the 8th, Tommy Gooden will lead things off because he was in the batter's box on that 3rd out. Rule that 2-6 for out number 3. Again, Franco Moran facing the minimum. Top of the 8th we go. Bottom 3rd of the order due up for the Philippines baseball group when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, my name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Barons in control of this one here as we transition to the top of the 8th. Final 6 outs for the Philippines baseball group. 11-5 is the score. The Barons are looking for victory number 7 here at home. They're currently 6-2, but are 0-7 on the road, so still some things to massage out as the Barons look for their first road victory on the season. Here at the end of the month of June. 6-9 overall record. Philippines national group, baseball group, is 1-9. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons. Wears number 52, right-hander. From Sonoma State, it's Hudson LaBarbera. First pitch misses outside to Story. He's the 3rd pitcher we're seeing on the evening. LaBarbera stands at 6'2". Misses outside. 2 straight misses. Barbara is a native to Marietta, went to Marietta High School, and after that went to Orange Coast College. 3-0 the count to the DH. Story struck out swinging in his last at-bat. Has one of the 8 hits for the Philippines baseball group. The 3-0, Story had the green light. Comes up empty on the swing. Philippines baseball group has 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Barons have 11 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Bottom third of the order. Barbara. Fouled off by Story. Count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barbara gets the sign. Breaking ball on the outer edge. That's strike 3. Story goes down looking. Very nice pitch from Lahartson LaBarbera. He went down 3-0 to the batter. Was able to work out of the jam. Get 2 straight strikes. And then sets down Story on the backdoor breaking ball. In steps Ethan Mercado, the catcher. 0 for 3 with the walk. Upstairs for ball 1. Came around to score in the 7th inning. Wesley Wells and the Barons gave up 4 runs, only 2 of which were earned in the top of the 7th. Couple throwing errors by both Nathaniel Williams and Isaac Ocampo. Allowed 2 more runs to come across. 2-0 the count to Mercado. Downstairs for ball 3. So back-to-back hitters. He falls behind 3-0. Let's see if LaBarbera can battle back this time, just as he did against Story. Down 3-0 to a strikeout on a 3-2 count. Mercado's behind on the fastball. 3-1 the count. With LaBarbera on the mound, we'll see a fastball, slider, and a changeup. Fastball in the mid-80s, 84 to 85. The 3-1. Foul ball out of play. When Jason Del Villar came up to the plate earlier in the game, we mentioned how both he and LaBarbera spent this past season at Sonoma State. We'll have to look for new homes this upcoming school year. As Sonoma State announced, they're canceling all 11 of their athletic programs. Just misses the top of the zone, a close call. Ball 4. Mercado strolls to first base.
Given to the plate for the Philippines baseball group number 7, Malachi Lopez.
In steps Malachi Lopez, singled in the 7th inning. Came around to score. In the zone for strike 1. Oh, wow, they ruled out a ball. 1-0 the count. Look good from our angle right here behind the press box. Del Villar holds the runner at first base. Pokes this out to right field. Konofsky comes in, a sliding attempt, but he can't make the grab. Now there's 2 runners on for the Philippines baseball group. Ninth hit of the evening.
The Philippines number 55, Brady Fermisco.
Barons lead 11-5. Top of the 8th. 1 out, runners on first and second, top of the order, and Brady Faramisco. On the paint, strike 1. LaBarbera gets the signs from J.J. Nielsen. As Nielsen, the shortstop, holds the runner at second. Lefty at the plate. Upstairs for ball 1. Barbara's making his 5th appearance on the season. Pitched 4 2/3 of an inning. An ERA of 3.85. Foul ball into the net. 1-2 the count. Barbara was hit with the loss against the Oaks back on June 21st. It was a 2-1 game last Saturday at Thousand Oaks. LaBarbera was tasked with coming in to close the game in the bottom of the ninth. Gave up the 1 run. It was a tie game, correction. He gave up 1 run, and the Oaks came out victorious, 2-1 in walk-off fashion. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lopez, the runner, at first. Mercado at second. Ring him up. That's strike 3. Faramisco goes down looking for out number 2 in the inning. Philippines down to their final 4 outs in today's contest. In the home half of the 8th inning, Tommy Gooden will lead things off for the Barons. In steps Ben Lee, number 2 hitter. Has had a great day at the plate, 3 of 4. Has scored 2 runs. Has an RBI. 2 singles and a double as he watches this one miss downstairs. He flew out to center field in the 5th inning. That's the only time he's been retired this evening. Inside, nearly clips Lee, the first baseman. Lee had a tough play at first base defensively. When his pitcher, Zanke, was coming off the mound to make a play, he threw it overhand to his first baseman, Lee, and Lee's face was in the sun. Wasn't able to locate the ball and watched it go over his head. That allowed Jacob Konofsky to reach. Lee smokes this one into center field. Backstrom running straight back. It's going to one hop the wall. An extra bait hit for the Philippines baseball group. 2 runs come across the score. The throw to third, and Lee standing up with a triple. It's now an 11-6 ball game, 11-7. 2 more RBIs for Ben Lee. Here comes the pitching coach, AJ Monterez, as he calls time and makes his way to the mound. So a mound visit here with Hudson LaBarbera. He mentioned the Barons were on a 3-game win streak before they ran into the Arroyo Seco Saints. Also this week, Barons lost a few players on the roster due to injury, other players due to personal decisions. That's Summer League baseball, the trials and tribulations. Just when the Barons are getting some momentum, it seems like they have run into a wall here. Losing to the Saints last night. In some trouble here. They're currently leading 11-7, so still in control. But now a depleted roster. And it looks like the Skunk has returned as well to the outfield. Deep in center field. It's hard to tell from your camera angle. We don't have the technology to give you that zoom in, but past Backstrom in deep center, there's a Skunk. There was a Skunk in the game Tuesday and Wednesday night. Barons came out victorious in both those games. Again, the Skunk would just pop out in left center and travel from left center out towards the right field wall as it's a first pitch strike to Wyatt Lamarsna. So the skunk has returned. So far, a good omen on the season for the Academy Barons. Inside as the second baseman ducks out of the way. The 1-1 from La Barbara. Another breaking ball. He's shown a lot of confidence throwing that pitch for a strike this evening. Runner on third. The 1-2 drills this one into left center. Backstrom gives chase towards the gap, can't make the catch. Lamarsna rounds third, rounds second, heads for third. Here's the throw from Nielsen. It's high and wide. Back-to-back triples for the Philippines. 11-8 now is the score. It's a 3-run game. Philippines baseball group has found a way to claw back in it. Now Kenny Landreau gonna call time and make his way to the bullpen. So a pitching change will be made here in the top of the 8th inning. Philippines down to their final 4 outs, are putting up a battle. We'll see a new pitcher on the mound. I'll tell you a little bit more about that pitcher when we come back from this break. So the new pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons is Adrian Blanchette. He wears number 34, a right-hander who spent this last season at UC Riverside. He'll face Tyler Pimento, a runner on third base, 2 outs. Pimento shows bunt. It gets away from Ocampo. And that's run number 9 of the game for the Philippines. So things are snowballing here for the Barons. Still a 2-run lead. But it was once an 11-1 game. A 10-run lead now trimmed down to 2. 2 outs. Blanchett with empty bases. Foul ball off Ocampo. 1-1 to count. Fourth pitcher of the evening we're seeing for Kenny Landreau. Adrian Blanchett. Been really solid in 4 innings thus far. Has yet to give up a run this summer. 4th appearance. Downstairs. He was a member of the team last season. Was one of a couple players that could run it up into the low 90s in last year's team. Two on the count. Foul ball. Out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blanchett went to Capistrano Valley Christian High School before redshirting 1 season at USC. Then transferred to UC Riverside. Played in the Big West this past season. The 2-2. Outside. Again, Blanchett stands at 6'4". Big right-hander. On the mound for the Academy Barons. 2 outs. Tyler Pimento awaits the full count pitch. Foul ball out of play. 3-2. Batter on deck is Jonathan Torrente if the Philippines are able to extend the inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Downstairs for ball 4. Just misses the bottom of the zone. A close take, and it doesn't help that Ocampo wasn't able to squeeze that one. Pimento's now at first base. In steps Jonathan Torrente.
Number 15, Jonathan Torrente.
Torrente's 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch and drew a walk in his last at-bat. Del Villar holds the runner at first. Down and inside. Nerves starting to creep in for the Barron supporters here in the top of the 8th. 4 runs already across. It gets away from Ocampo. A wild pitch, a runner in scoring position. Two 2-0 the count to Torrente. Pimento moves up to second base. Blanchett comes set. The 2-0, high chopper to Mertz. Mertz charges, fields it. Over to first in time. That's out number 3. Big ground out for Blanchett and the Barons. To the top, no, bottom of the 8th we go. Barons lead 11-9. Tommy Gooden will lead things off as the Barons are looking for more insurance runs when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, My name is Noah Alvarez. Barons lead 11-9. They once had a 11-1 lead, but 4 runs in the top of the 7th, 4 in the top of the 8th. The Philippines baseball group has found a way to claw back into this game and make things rather interesting. Again, it's summer ball season here in the California Collegiate League. Another obstacle for the Barons to come. Some insurance runs would go a long way for the Barons. Tommy Gooden will lead things off. Gooden slaps this foul. Owen won the count to the DH. He was in the batter's box when Del Villar was caught stealing to end the inning. Franco Moran still on the mound for the Philippines baseball group. Last pitch was number 37 of his outing. Been rather efficient. Big save for Will Pickett as well. He only got 2 innings from his starter, 2 innings from the next man. Breaking ball misses the outer half. 2-1 the count. Again, Gooden spent this past season at Vanderbilt as a redshirt freshman. 2-1 misses outside. Gotta wonder if the fatigue is running on Franco Moran. Those last 2 top of the innings were very long as well. The Philippines sent 8 men to the plate in the top of the 8th and 8 men to the plate in the top of the 7th. So long rest periods for Moran. He blows a fastball past Tommy Gooden. Full count. Gooden steps back in. The 3-2 from Moran. By Gooden, as that's a strikeout for out number 1. Fastball, a little high and wide outside the zone. Gooden had to protect. 2 strikes. In steps Isaac Ocampo.
Number 24, Isaac Ocampo.
First pitch from Moran to Ocampo is outside. So Ocampo has to be feeling pretty sore. He's been hit by a pitch twice today. Also 2 ground outs on the evening. Skies this one into the night sky and it drifts foul behind us. He's been hit by a pitch twice, both in the same inning. He's had a couple foul balls off his body that missed the padding behind the home plate as a catcher. Could sure use a massage after this game. 1-1 the count. 1-2. Moran has been able to throw that breaking ball for a strike. That's why he's been so effective out of the bullpen for the Philippines. 1-2 count, 1 out, nobody on base. And the dirt for ball 2. He's faced the minimum thus far since coming into the game in the 5th inning. Has faced 10 batters. He retired all of them in order. Got a big double play in the 6th. Into the air, foul territory, right side. Mercado can't track it down. Second chance here for Ocampo and the Barons. Two balls and 2 strikes the count. Thanks for tuning in to Academy of Barons Baseball here on the Barons YouTube channel. Moran comes set. Ocampo drives this one into center field, but right to Pimento. Makes the grab for out number 2. Solid contact, but right to a defender. Barons have one more out to pick up an insurance run. They lead 11-9 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. In steps Hunter Backstrom. Backstrom, along with a few other players on the roster, trained here at the academy. We had RJ Jenkins on during the broadcast, and he talked about training with a few other members of the roster. Slaps this one into left field. Coming in to make the catches, Torrente on the run. So Barons are unable to get a base runner, unable to drive in an assurance run. To the top of the 9th we go. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Academy Barons. Again, the Barons will play home tomorrow against the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch scheduled at 1:05. Be sure to tune into the live stream if you can't make it out to the ballpark. My name is Noah Alvarez. We'll go live about 10 minutes before first pitch, so 12:55 is this time we scheduled to go live on the air. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons in the top of the 9th, tasked with closing things out in an 11-9 game. A right-hander who wears number 45, it's Elias Valdez. So Elias Valdez is the new pitcher. We'll tell you a little bit more about his stats on the season in just a moment. Another obstacle for the Barons to overcome, and it was once 11-1 game, now 11-9. And the Barons and the Barons supporters are sweating things out. It's been a roller coaster of a week. The Barons had to be feeling on the highest of highs after putting together a 3-game win streak, defeating the likes of the Oaks, the Philippines Baseball Group, and the Orange County Riptide. They lost last night, 12-3 to the Arroyo Seco Saints. They've lost a few players due to injury and personal reasons, so the roster a bit depleted. The trials and tribulations of summer ball shown in full display this week. Now Valdez is a right-hander on the mound. He stands at 6'4", played this past season at Golden West College. Looking for a new home as he just finished his sophomore season. Valdez does have 2 saves on the year already. Did blow a save earlier in the year against the Orange County Riptide. On the season, he's pitched 5 innings. This is his 6th appearance in 5 innings. He has an ERA of 3.60, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks issued, 8 hits allowed. Came in to close things out against the Bombers, 6-5. Then closed things out against the Oaks on June 13th in a 4-2 victory. Lost the game against the Orange County Riptide on June 15th. Last pitch against the Oaks on June 22nd, 8-7. He pitched in the middle innings. I believe it was the 6th and 7th inning he pitched. That was on Sunday's walk-off victory. The 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Philippines Baseball Group. We'll see what they can do here. Down 2. Elias Valdez gets a grounder on the first pitch. Mertz cleanly over to first, and that's out number 1. Valdez will feature a fastball, splitter, and a slider.
To the Philippines, number 70, Hudson Story.
Big first out for the Barons. Hudson Story steps in. Fastball can get up to 91 for Valdez. Lengthy right-hander finds the edge for strike 1. Story's 0 for 3, drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Valdez went to Kennedy High School before playing baseball at Golden West College. 2-1 the count. Valdez only made 3 appearances for the Rustlers this past spring. Outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on base. Looks like there's a pinch hitter on deck for the catcher, Ethan Mercado. Downstairs away from Ocampo, and that's ball 4. A free pass and a base runner. That'll bring the tying run to the plate for the Philippines baseball group. So a pinch hitter here for the Philippines baseball group. Owen Stevenson. Owen Stevenson's listed as an infielder, so I don't think he'll come in as a defensive substitution. For the catcher, Mercado, they might have to use another substitute. Looks like we're also going to get a pinch runner here. Noah Rodriguez is going to run at first base for Story. So more speed on the base pass. Home plate umpire tells Valdez to step off. Didn't give the ready for play. Owen Stevenson at the plate. Rodriguez at first base. Del Villar holds. Valdez comes on the first pitch, and it's strike 1. Eleven to 9 is the score. Breaking ball. Looked like it was strike 2 from here. First ball of the evening, or of the at-bat. 1-1 the count. Popped up into the air. Del Villar backs up a few steps in foul territory and makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 outs, runner still on first base. Malachi Lopez steps in. Lopez started the evening 0 for 2, but has since picked up 2 singles, 2 for 4 on the evening. The Philippines are out hitting the Barons 11 to 9. There's that breaking ball in a very similar spot. This time it's ruled strike 1. Philippines baseball group down to their final out. Top 9. Outside for ball 1. Del Villar holds the runner. Rodriguez, small lead at first base. Outside for ball 2. Malachi Lopez played at Riverside City College this past spring. Foul ball out of play, right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lopez and the Philippines down to their final strike of the evening. Two balls, 2 strikes. Valdez comes set. Here's the righty's pitch. Upstairs. Appeal down to first. Umpire says no swing. It runs the count full. Batter on deck is the second baseman, Brady Ferramisco. The full count pitch. Valdez delivers a strike. Strike on the bottom of the zone, says home plate umpire, and so Lopez goes down looking. Out number 3, a stressful victory for the Barons, but a victory nonetheless. 11 to 9, the final score. Barons have 11 runs off 9 hits, 2 errors, while the Philippines baseball group finishes with 9 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. The Barons advance to 7-9 on the season, while the Philippines baseball group falls to 1-10. Again, tomorrow, the Barons will host the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 p.m. We'll go live about 10 minutes before first pitch to give you a pregame show and preview the two teams in tomorrow afternoon's matchup. Again, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks again to Oliver and TJ for help with today's broadcast. Big thanks again to Wesley Wells and RJ Jenkins for hopping on the broadcast for interviews. The winning pitcher today is Frankie Lopez. The starter goes 5 innings strong, only gives up 1 run. And the losing pitcher is the starter for the Philippines baseball group, Andres Perez. Again, tomorrow, Barons will take on the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch scheduled at 1:05. We hope to catch you then. If not, we'll catch you guys next time. For everyone who helped out with the broadcast, my name is Noah Alvarez saying thank you, and we'll see you again soon.